Let me
Yeah,
just
started.
look at something. Let me look at something briefly. Not bad. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry for the delay, everyone. I know this meeting was supposed to start by 7 p.m. on the dot, but then, if you're a Nigerian and you're here, you have to understand circumstances happen. All right. The first thing we are supposed to do right now is to get more familiar with each other. That's the first thing we're supposed to do right now. A brief introduction. So we can get more familiar with each other. All right. Let's start with myself. If you've been with me for a while, you certainly know that by name I am Melvin Emeka. People call me Crypto Melvin. And by the end of this event, with help from my good friend and technical analyst, Brojuma, I hope to have at least a brief overview of what next month's crypto market should look like. This financial market, after the studies, and it should look like a certain way. At times, it will go and look like the other way. So that's it. And as for questions, I don't have any questions, at least right now. Brojuma, okay. Brojuma, please, can you introduce yourself?
I don't know, you people can't hear me clearly, but my speaker is not really good. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. What's in the make noise?
Suleiman, your audio, please.
See,
your audio.
Even FIFA champion, leave FIFA final can't sit down for Zoom meeting. So now they find money like this. People say go and watch football. All right.
Brojuma, introduce yourself. Yeah.
Man, this introduction every time self, I don't tire. My name is Juma, and I think that is all. You guys know I'm a technical analyst, trader, and in fact I'm Juma. Let's move. No time. Football will soon start.
Okay. All right, guys. I want to hear from you. Do we skip the introductions and go straight to the matter of the day, so at least we can finish earlier enough before the whole football starts? Because make I know life for watch that match too. So what do you say?
Go ahead and skip it, please.
Okay, no problem. Thanks, boss. All right. Now that we've skipped the entire introduction part, please, you guys can use like just 1 minute to get yourselves, a piece of paper or a book and a pen, because certain things we'll say here are things that you would prefer to write, so you don't forget them when next month comes. So I'll just give you like 1 minute. You can just get your stuff together so you can note down certain things. If you are here, you already have your writing materials, please just indicate via inbox.
I don't carry my own already.
Okay, thank you. That's good. If you already have yours, please, you can indicate via the chat box. Just send a direct message there, so I'll know. Okay, Emmanuel, you have yours. That's a good one. Who else? Do you guys have your piece of paper or book and a pen? Okay. Okay, Suleiman, you have yours. That's good. That's good. I just wanted to get to 1 minute, so those who don't have theirs can just quickly get theirs. Okay, I think we should start now. I think we should start now. Okay. Now, like I said earlier in my introduction, the goal of this event we are participating in right now, this live crypto market analysis, is to study the crypto market and find at least, first of all, to find how we expect the market to play out by next month. And secondly, to also, see if we can find at least 2 profitable coins for next month and the best time to buy or trade them. Those are the goals of this event. That's why we are here right now. I will have to invite Brojoma to come and take us from here.
Take you to where?
What's the meaning of this?
You take you from there to where?
To the point of clarity, please.
I need to share my screen, but
let me make you the host so you can share your screen. Okay. Brojoma, you are the host now. You can share your screen now.
Yeah. People can see my screen.
I can see your screen. Please, if you can see Brojoma's screen, kindly indicate. I don't want anyone to be left behind.
So, can I go on?
If you can see Brojoma's screen, please indicate. Wait, Brojoma, can you hear me?
Yes.
Why do I have these people that are in attendance are not actually here? It seems like some people are not actually here. They are here, but they are not here. No problem. Let's still go ahead. Let's go ahead. Okay, Brojoma, please carry on. That's a good one. Brojoma, please carry on.
Okay. First of all, I'll try my best to make it very quick. All right, first of all, to start with, in order for you to analyze any coin, you need to first of all look at what Bitcoin is doing. So, first of all, we need to look at Bitcoin. All right, this is the Bitcoin chart. And like I said previously, if you want to analyze a coin, first of all, go on the higher time frame, which is the weekly time frame. Now, looking at Bitcoin, I think the last time we had a meeting like this, Bitcoin was still around this 45 or 43.
Lord of Jesus.
Now, looking at Bitcoin, you see that the only thing holding Bitcoin right now is this support.
Hello.
This support right here. The only thing holding Bitcoin right now is this support right here. And if by chance or by luck or by village people, we lost this support, okay, we might still fall back to this place, this one here. We might fall back to this one. But if we lose this entire place, the next place we are going to is this place. Because you can see that there is so much imbalance here that needs to be filled. Like the last this thing we had, I spoke about is that this imbalance, one way or the other, we need to fill this imbalance. From here, this whole place. See this whole area. from here to here needs to be filled. So whether it happens now, it happens later, but definitely it must come, because if you look at the previous chart, if you see this place here, this, I think this was 2017. 2017 was a trending here. It moved up and found support here. So it left a very big imbalance, and the whole of 2018 filled that imbalance down to here. So the whole of 2018, Bitcoin was falling down to here. And you can see that all this imbalance that was left, it has to be filled. Now that was this move here. Then this imbalance, this one filled it before we saw this one. And gradually it's coming, it's been feeling it, but all this one here, something has to happen. But let's just pray. We don't get caught up in all of that, yeah. But all this imbalance has to be filled. Now, looking at Bitcoin, you agree that the only thing holding Bitcoin is this support. Now, if I'm to trade Bitcoin, because you know that altcoins follow the movement of Bitcoin. So this is, I want you guys to write this down. Listen very carefully. You can combine Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance charts to tell where altcoins are going. This is Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, and when Bitcoin dominance is rising, know that Bitcoin, people are attending to Bitcoin more than altcoins. And when Bitcoin dominance is rising and Bitcoin is falling, then altcoin, if you are holding altcoin, you need to relocate to the village, because definitely you reach village. So what I want you guys to understand now is that with the help of Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin, you can tell where the altcoins are going. Like me personally, I really do not trade Bitcoin that much. I only use Bitcoin chart to tell the movement of altcoins. I only use Bitcoin to tell the movement of altcoins. Excuse me, give me a minute, please. Need to see something. 1 minute. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let me continue what I was saying. Now, if I am to trade on the higher time frame, I've seen that, okay, Bitcoin is on a downtrend and it has gotten into a very, very strong support. This support has been there since 2021, January 2021. That was when we first of all found this support. And it has been tested 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This is the 5th time, and it's still holding. So if you see now that Bitcoin is on the support, what you have to do is to go to the daily time frame. After drawing your support and resistance on the weekly, you can see you draw this one, map out this one. This is another support. Then all these are resistance. But now we'll focus on the current support right now, which is here. So you go to the daily time frame. If you go to the daily time frame, you can see that Bitcoin is just having a very, very choppy movement around that support. And most times, what this means is that people are accumulating. So this can go 2 ways. It's either they accumulate here and it goes up, or falls down further if the support breaks. Now, the daily time frame, I've told you that, okay, right now, there's no point trading Bitcoin because it's just going up and down. There's no clear movement here. Now, you go to the 4-hour time frame. Come on, network, okay. Go to the 4-hour time frame. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you now see that you have a clearer view of what Bitcoin is doing. You see that Bitcoin is ranging. You can see the movement is ranging seriously. That's why altcoins have been hitting stop loss back to back since for the past few days. I've been trying to trade because Bitcoin will just go up. When you set sell trade, Bitcoin will go up and you hit your stop loss. When you set buy trade, Bitcoin will go down and hit your stop loss. So you can see that Bitcoin has been ranging since 12th of this month. Bitcoin has been ranging seriously. And now look at one very, very funny thing. Look at this. These are the few details you pay attention when doing technical analysis. Look at one very funny thing. You can see from here, it will get up here, come down, up here, come down, up here, come down. Then from here, you can see that Bitcoin started creating what is called higher low. Now you can see that this resistance here and this one, they are not equal. This one is lower. This one is lower, and it came down, created another lower one, came down, another one, came down. Now we are here. What this means is that sellers are more than buyers. Sellers are more than buyers. So Bitcoin breaking this support, there are very, very, like, let me just say 70-30 chance that Bitcoin will break this support, the way I'm looking at it. But I hope it doesn't happen anyways. That one is just cool. That was why I drew this trend line here. Because as long as this trend line keeps holding the price down, we are coming down here. As long as this trend line keeps holding the price down, we are coming down here. So with looking at this alone, you know that even when you want to trade altcoins, you just be looking for sell opportunities. Even if you look for buy opportunities, make it like quick in, quick out. You don't have to hold it for a long time. You don't have to hold it for a long time. Like this FTM now, like I bought this FTM yesterday, and since yesterday it has been on this trend line, unable to break it because of what? Because of Bitcoin movement. Bitcoin doesn't have any strong movement. Now, after understanding the movement of Bitcoin, what you have to do is go and look at Bitcoin dominance. You can see that for the past how many days, since on the 23rd of this month, Bitcoin dominance has been rising. Now let's go to Bitcoin and look at what Bitcoin has been doing since 23rd of this month. You can see that from on the 23rd of this month, Bitcoin has been dropping. So Bitcoin dominance is rising, Bitcoin is dropping. So what will now happen to altcoins? MPK. You can see that same 23. Look at this coin from 23 till now. Look at the down movement. Because of what? Bitcoin dominance is rising. So once you see that Bitcoin dominance is rising, you must have Bitcoin dominance on your chart. Once you see Bitcoin dominance is rising and Bitcoin is falling, run out of altcoin. Don't even go close to it, except you want to sell it on futures. Look for a sell opportunity and sell on futures. Don't buy. But if Bitcoin dominance is rising and Bitcoin is rising, altcoin is definitely going to rise. Altcoin is definitely going to rise. If Bitcoin dominance is rising and Bitcoin is ranging, altcoin is going to rise, but not that much. It's just going to be very weak movement. But note this, if Bitcoin dominance is rising and Bitcoin is falling, don't even go close to altcoin that you want to buy. Then
please,
another thing you need to have on your chart is total crypto market cap. This is the total crypto market cap. This is the total crypto market cap. You can see from that 23rd, crypto market cap has been declining. From here, it has been declining seriously. So the whole crypto market is really suffering right now, but I think it has found support here. The whole crypto market is really suffering right now. So the point I want you guys to get here is that the first point I want you guys to get is, number one, when you want to do your analysis, make sure you first of all look at what Bitcoin is doing. Go to the weekly time frame, look at those key support and resistance. Look at those higher time frame support and resistance. Because if you just go to the 1 hour time frame now without drawing the support and resistance, just go to the 1 hour time frame that you want to trade Bitcoin, you won't know the direction of the market. So you won't know if you're supposed to be buying or if you're supposed to be selling. You won't know that Bitcoin is actually in a range right now, close to a major support. So that's why you first of all need to go to the higher time frame, plot your key levels, then you go to the daily. You're not going to trade on the weekly time frame. You go to the daily time frame to see the current trend of the market. The current trend of the market. Now, looking at this now, the current trend of Bitcoin, you can tell, just looking at it, you can tell this is a downtrend. From here, you can see creating this. Then here, it got into a range for a bit, then broke down. And even if Bitcoin rise to 36,000, it's still on the bearish side because all these supports is still bearish. Resistance, sorry. All this still signifies that Bitcoin is still bearish. So for now, Bitcoin is very, very, very highly bearish. Very, very, very bearish. Looking at this, let me just draw. If you guys know your chart pattern, you know that this is a very bearish chart pattern. This is a very bearish chart pattern. I'm sure you guys are seeing it clearly. This is a very, very bearish chart pattern. So looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is very bearish. That one is no news. Everybody knows that. So now, judging from what you are seeing here now, what do you do to trade altcoin? Now you pick any altcoin. Let me just pick this one. Obviously, all of them, they are going to be bearish at the moment. They are going to be bearish at the moment. So as this market is now, personally, I'm not going to be doing anything about it until I see that Bitcoin is breaking out of this trend line here. Until I see that Bitcoin is either breaking out of this trend line or breaking below this support and retesting it. That's when I'll start looking at altcoins, because all the altcoins now, if you are trading any altcoins now, it's just, I don't know if I'll call it gamble, because I've been trying to like get quick scalp from the market for the past 3 days, and it has been eating stop loss because of there's no clear movement in the market. Now looking at this, I don't think there's anything here except go to the 4-hour time frame. If you go to the 4-hour time frame, you might get a quick buy.
I don't very late.
No, Emmanuel, now.
No issue with you, please.
Please proceed.
Yeah. Now on Ape, this is the 4-hour time frame. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, you see that this is clearly a downtrend. This is clearly a downtrend. Let me just get this and just draw it quickly. This is clearly a downtrend. Let me just do it fast. So you can see that this is clearly a downtrend. So now, if you are to trade this coin, what will you do? You see that the previous resistance is here. So even if Ape moves to this place, you won't say, okay, because from here to here, I think that is about 14%. You won't say, Ape has done 15%, it's time to buy. Ape has done 15%, it's time to buy. You just lose your money because this place here is a major resistance. This is a resistance. So even if Ape comes here, you should be looking to sell. You should be looking to sell. Just like as it's here now, I don't think I want to be buying here because I've not seen any form of reversal yet. Though he's doing as if he wants to go up, but this is just because of Bitcoin that is ranging. He's now doing this very, very tight movement. Let me go to 1 hour. You can see he's doing a very tight movement. There's no space between the candles. So there's no clear direction right here. So there's no point you trying to get a trade out of this when there's no clear movement. So let me look at another pair. Almost everything are just the same.
Can you remember this TRB? I think last year. It's not this coin that we did 100 and something% on spot last year. We set 3 targets. Was it this coin, TRB?
I don't think so. So looking at this coin now, like if you notice, any of my charts I open, I've already mapped out the weekly support and resistance. So when the coin is going there, I know that I'm getting to a major support or resistance, and I know the next action to take. So now looking at this coin now, this coin is highly bearish. Like the bearishness of this coin is a bearish bear, because I don't even know where to start from. Because number one, there's no support, there's no previous support that will tell you that, okay, that's found support and it's time to bounce out of it. So if you want to trade this coin now, you have to wait for this coin to move back to this previous place, break it to the upside. Let me use this arrow. You have to wait for it to move back here, break it to the upside, retest it, and give you a reversal pattern before you start looking for a buy to up to this place. So that is just for this one. This one, I won't advise my enemy to buy this coin right now, because if you zoom out and look at this coin, it's just like another. It's just like head and shoulders pattern. Let me go to the money.
Check the all-time high of this coin. The all-time high.
$170.
My God, from $170 to $8.9.
So looking at this coin right now is a no-go area, because you can see this. So this one is a no-go area. Wish. Let me look. Okay, looking at FTM. Wonderful. Looking at FTM, you see that clearly FTM is still in a very, very good uptrend. Very good. And I know why I say good uptrend. Okay, let's just look at it from here. Let's just see the movement from here.
Okay, Roger, now I understand you better. Regarding that FTM something. You get it? Do you get what I said?
Huh?
I said now I understand you better regarding that FTM something.
Okay.
It's an uptrend pattern. It's clear.
Now, looking at FTM, you see the movement, not ignoring the daily or the 4-hour, the lower time frame trend. Looking at the higher time frame trend, you see that FTM is still in a very good uptrend until this support is taken out. So far, FTM is above this support. FTM is still bullish. Like in higher time frame, is still very, very bullish. Because if you draw the trend line from here, the trend line has been broken. Quite all right, the trend line has been broken, but this support is still very, very much active. So right now, say FTM is still bullish. So now, if you want to trade FTM now, you have gone to the higher time frame. You have seen that it is bullish. So, and currently, it's trading on a very, very good support. On a very, very good support. Now let me go to the daily. I will come down to the daily. So I have to cancel this. Gone down to the daily. just like that imbalance I told you guys in Bitcoin. I think that's what FTM is trying to do here. You can see from here to here, it's just a straight movement. So this is a very, very big imbalance. This is a very, very big imbalance or gap that needs to be filled. And I think that's what FTM is just doing here. I think it's just filling this imbalance. And after this imbalance is properly filled, I'll be looking FTM to go to the upside. But because of Bitcoin movement, you can't really tell if we have reached the bottom of the fall, because looking at FTM now on a daily time frame, you can see this is a very downward movement on a daily time frame. Downward movement, creating lower low. So it's a very downward movement. So as for FTM, FTM is actually at a good buy spot, because looking at this daily channel that is forming here, you can see a movement, a pull up, down, pull up, down. And this place the price is now is not lower than this previous one. So FTM is actually forming a bullish movement. But yet, Bitcoin has to give us a very good confirmation before you be thinking of buying, because even FTM is below the major trend line. Yeah, I think it's trying to break out of that trend line right now. But still, it's still below the trend line. But if I'm to trade FTM now, as it has gotten out of this trend line, I might choose to buy, but my stop loss is going to be very tight because of what? Bitcoin movement. FTM is showing that it wants to go up, but Bitcoin is not doing anything, and that is a bad sign. Because you can trade FTM, or what if Bitcoin is fucking up, FTM is going to fuck up, no matter what their fundamentals are. So far, Bitcoin is not doing well. Definitely, FTM is going to do well, no matter the pattern or the price breakout or whatever. So that one is for FTM. So what I want us to do now, I want somebody to pick out any random coin, so we can analyze together from scratch. Any random coin, just put it on the chat box so we can see.
So who will it be? Who wants to pick out a random coin? Okay.
Somebody said BNB. Okay.
Emmanuel said BNB.
Someone said Matic.
Matic. Let's start with BNB, Brojuma. If you have any coin that you'd like us to take a look at for you right now, just type it in the chat box. Let's start with BNB.
All right, first of all, let me delete everything I have here. All right, this is BNB. Yes?
Benjamin?
I can hear you.
When looking at technicals, do you think we should also look at the fundamentals?
And that is going to take a very long time, again. So, all right, this is BNB.
What do you say?
That is going to take a lot of time.
Okay, let's stick to it.
All right, this is BNB, and this is a weekly time frame. Looking at BNB on the weekly time frame, you see that this is still uptrend, like it's trending upward. Let me start from, this was when BNB was still 0.5. Let me start from there. So looking at BNB now, it's safe to say BNB is still in an uptrend, but just retracing. It's just retracing. So now you've seen that the overall market is still bullish on BNB. So what you have to do now is to draw those key support and resistance level. So yeah, I'll start from here. I'll just draw this out nicely. Resistance. Yeah. So, you see how easy it is to draw your key support and resistance. Now, if I'm to trade BNB, I'm only going to focus on this part right now. For now, I'm only going to focus on this part, except until BNB breaks down from this support. That's when I'll start looking at places like here for new support. That's when I'll start looking for places like here for new support. But for now, I'm only going to focus on this part, this current price action. I'm only going to focus on that part. So now you go to the daily. If you go to the daily, you can see that after drawing your key levels on the weekly time frame, they align perfectly on the daily time frame. All you have to do is just to adjust it for it to touch more candles or wick. That's just it. All you have to do is just to adjust it. I'll put it like this. This is also a minor. Good. Now looking at this, even if this chart now is blank, just come to BNB. You won't know around there. You won't know if you should be buying or if you should be selling. But from plotting your levels of the higher time frame, you've known that okay, this was a previous support. Let me see, draw this back. I think there's still. You can see that this was a resistance initially, tested, broken, came back, tested it, went up, came back again, tested it again, broke it. Then this support turned resistance. And now that is what BNB is testing right now on the daily time frame. And I think it's pushing out of it. So now if BNB push out of this resistance, the next place is coming is to come and test this support to see if it will break it or it will push again up to the upside. So now, understand this very well. Understand this very well. If you are trading, your attention should be on these key levels. On this, forget about all these small trend. Even though the market is trending small, it's coming to that key level. If you look at this market, after testing this twice, it broke out from here, went up, came back down to retest it. Then it came back here to test this previous resistance. Because after the market pushed down from here, this place turned into a resistance and it came back down. It took a long time. It took from, this was 10th of May 2021. And when it came back to test it again, was 12th of November 2021. So you can see how long it took. So it came back and it went back to test it. So now what you should be looking for what you should be having in mind when trading are those key levels where market has really turned from. Where market has really turned from. Like now, for example, as BNB is here right now, I don't see any reason why I should be buying or selling BNB. I don't see any reason why I should be buying and selling BNB because I need to wait for BNB to come back to this place, which is an area of value, or return back to here. From here, return back to here to see if it will break it and retest it before I'm looking at that to buy. Or if it comes back here and creates a double top, then I'll be looking to sell, to trade it down to this place. And as soon as I'm getting close to this place, I'm taking my profit and I'll wait to see if it will break it to retest or if it will bounce back from here. If it brings a reversal pattern from here, I'm looking to buy. But as BNB is now, is either it comes back to this place or it creates a swing low here to come back to this resistance, either to break it or to bounce off of it. So right now, I don't think what you should be doing on BNB now is just to sit and wait to get a clear direction, because normally this is a downtrend. You can see this is a downtrend. This is a downtrend. We got to this support, this previous support. See, this is a previous support. We got there, bounce off it to test this resistance, and it's bouncing up again. So you have to wait for BNB to come here, either from here, test here, come back down, test here, break, test again. Then we'll look for a down movement. Or from here, we'll come up here. Excuse me. From here, we'll come up. What is wrong with this thing now? Come up here, test it, and come to this place. So if BNB breaks up to this place and retest, the next place is coming to is this resistance. It might create small up and down movement, sideways movement, but it will definitely get here. And those are the places you need to be looking for when you want to trade to increase your chance of winning. Those are the places you need to be taking your trades from, not just maybe you see somewhere like here now. You want to be taking trades from here or taking trades from somewhere like here. It might work out for you, it might not work out for you, but that one is just gamble. Everything about trading is still probability, but you need to increase your chance by taking the proper steps. Like this now, you can say this is a support but if you are placed a buy trade here, that this is a support, now place a buy trade there that once you get here to bounce off, you can see the speed the market used to break the support. Even if you place a trade there and you don't use stop loss by now. So that's just it. You need to locate those higher time frame zones. That's where you take your trade from. Higher time frame zones. And another thing is entry. Some people are mistaken when it comes to trade entry. I know sometimes entry are not always the best, but if, for example, now, if this market breaks out of this place, some people say the resistance has been broken, they'll take trade immediately. But what you have to wait for, you need to wait for a retest. And not just retest. For example, this is the pattern, like, personally, this is what I do. If the market breaks out of this place, I'll wait for the market to come back, test it, and give me something like this. Something like a little trend, then break out of it. This is when I'm looking to buy. This is after this small trend. After this breakout, this is when I'll know that, okay, I've confirmed that the market is ready to go up. Because sometimes you might see something like this. After a breakout, you see something like this. Move, then boom, you see the market coming back down again. You start creating another. So you have to be very careful. You don't just see the breakout of trend line or breakout of support and resistance and you just buy. You have to make sure that the market is ready to go your direction before placing a trade. So for BNB right now, I won't be taking a trade on BNB. I'll wait for the market to either come back here, test it, or come back here, give me something to work with, get before taking a trade or break to the downside. So for now, we just have to watch the movement of Bitcoin. So now let me go to Matic. Let me go to Matic. Now this FTM is just misbehaving. I don't even know the direction of this coin. Let me go to Matic. I bet Champions League don't start. Looking at them, you.
Yes.
Are you serious?
No, just started now.
All right. This is
Matic. What?
This is Matic. This is Matic. Let's look at Matic. I think we have to maybe the next time we'll do this, we'll bring out time for fundamentals also. We'll bring out time for fundamentals. Now this is Matic on the weekly time frame. Man, all these coins, there are so many imbalances.
Okay, so what's fundamentals now? You said what?
I said all these coins, there are so many imbalances that needs to be filled. Man, I'm scared for this crypto market. I won't tell you like. Now looking at Matic.
Look at the market.
Looking at Matic, this is the weekly time frame. So normally, first of all, you draw your major supports and resistance. Draw your major supports and resistance on a weekly time frame. On a weekly time frame. Make sure you draw it on a weekly time frame. If you pick a coin that they don't have so much data, a coin like Ape. If you pick a coin like Ape now, there's no much data on it. That one you use the daily time frame to draw your support and resistance. Like Ape now, use daily time frame to draw support and resistance. But Matic has enough data for me to use the weekly time frame. So we use the weekly time frame. So let's draw support and resistance. I think I'll take you. Okay. Now, now you've gotten your support and resistance on the weekly time frame. All you have to do is to go to the daily time frame. But before we go to the daily time frame, look at something on Matic. I see that from here, the market was rising. Market was rising. This is a pure uptrend. So it was from here it started breaking down. Now look at this movement. From here to here, here to here. You can see that from here, the market was unable to create a higher high. So this has been the highest of this Matic. And now this support here is trying to break. You can see that the market is currently trading below this support. But After this support, we still have one here. But this is the major support here on Matic. This is the major support here on Matic. If this support breaks, the next thing we'll be looking for Matic is to come and test this support. So come and test this support. And that's let me see, that's how that's like 56% move to the downside. So if the support breaks, we are coming down here. But for now, let's just focus on the current price, what the current price is doing. So we'll go to the daily time frame. Go to the daily time frame. Okay, let's adjust all of this. Yes. Okay. So you can see that this on Matic now, this major support that was holding the market, Matic is currently trading below that support. It's currently trading below that support. And if I'm to draw a trend line here, come on. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know, my system is just hanging. So if I'm to draw a trend line here, you can see that Matic is really, really bearish right now. Because number one, judging from the higher time frame, Matic has broken support from here. It broke support here, came back, but it couldn't close. It closed above the support, but the next candle came back below the support. And since then, it has been moving downwards. And now, the most recent support on the daily time frame has broken it too. So let's go to the 4 hours. So let's focus on this current price movement of Matic. Now, going to the 4 hours, you see everything clearly. Going to the 4 hours, you see everything clearly. That Matic is clearly on the bearish side. Matic is clearly on the bearish side. So if I'm to trade Matic, I'll only be looking for a sell signal. I won't be looking for a buy signal. Even though that's on the 4 hour time frame is currently at the support, which is here. I'll wait for Matic to come back to this place to either retest it, form something like this, and come back to the downside again, or break above, form something like this, and move to this trend line. So even if I'm buying Matic from here, I'm definitely going to sell before it gets to this trend line, because you can never tell if the trend line is going to break or if it's going to push down lower from here. So the two scenario now on Matic, number one is to wait for it to come back here and retest this resistance. You should wait. You cannot take the trade here middle here. This is just like buying Matic from nowhere. You cannot take the trade here. You have to wait for it to either come here or come here before you know what to do, because looking at the way the price is doing now, you can see that it's just ranging. There's no clear movement. There's no clear movement. There's no trend here. It's just ranging. So you have to wait to get a clear picture of the market. So right now, all the coins, they all depends on what Bitcoin will do before we tell if we are going to be buying any coin or selling any coin. Because right now, the market is really a funny place. The market is really funny right now because you might say, okay, the market is growing today. Let me buy. Even if you do the best analysis, okay, looking at ape now, if somebody say, okay, let me use this trend line, for example. Somebody say ape is trending higher. It's time to buy, and you buy from here. Looking at this, you see that there is still a resistance there. So the market is really fucked up right now. There's no clear direction. But if I'm to buy ape, I'll wait for something like this, for the market to break, then come back to retest it, and normal level, create a little structure here. Then that's when I'll be looking to buy it. But for now, what I'm seeing, I don't think is time to be looking for what to buy. The only opportunity I'm looking for now is to sell. And the coin that is paying me more that I miss is this GMT. Because I placed a sell signal. Yeah, you see, I still mark the place. I will never forget it. I placed a sell signal here, and this stupid GMT just went and cleared off my stop loss and did that many percent. This is like 33% with 10x. Only God knows. But anyhow, we move. Looking at GMT now, I wanted to trade GMT today, but looking at it, you can see the movement. You can see the movement is just ranging in one spot. That's why I drew this box here. If you compare it to your Bollinger Band, you can see GMT is just ranging. So there's no clear movement. If you're what's it called, moving average, this is the reason why I don't trade with indicators. Look at this now. Look at this moving average now. It's telling you that you should sell GMT. But if you have no idea about market structure or what the market is doing, you might sell GMT here because it's trading below these three moving averages. You might sell GMT, but the market might break up to this side and hit your stop loss because there's no clear movement here. There's nothing that is telling you that this market is going down. If you draw this trend line to here, if you draw trend line from here to here, you can see it has broken the trend line to the upside to tell you to buy. If you draw this trend line from here to here, it has broken the trend line to the downside, tell you to sell. So the best thing is just to go and watch Champions League final and leave the market first. Just to watch championship before you end up in the village. So the point here is that I was supposed to pick out a coin to trade, but right now, none of this coin is telling us a clear movement because of Bitcoin. Because right now, even Bitcoin itself don't know where they go. Honestly. Right now, Bitcoin is just crazy. So normally you are supposed to tell the strength of the market with the help of Bitcoin. But the reason why I'm scared for Bitcoin is because Bitcoin doesn't have a clear movement, but Bitcoin dominance is really doing well. Like you can see there's a very, very clear movement on Bitcoin dominance. It's really doing well. So that's just the problem. That's just a problem. So to be safe, I think it's good to. That's why recently I focused on futures trade only because I'm looking for quick movement. So if you do like 3 or 4% on real time with 5x or 10x, it's going to be like 20% or 40% on futures, because going into the market now is just look for quick buy or quick sell and run away from the market, because there's no clear movement. There's no clear movement, so there's no point trading on spot. There's no point buying and holding on spot when you don't know where the market is going, because where Bitcoin is now, and there's something I want to show you guys. Not everybody does this, but let me just show you something. Where is this stuff? There's something I'm looking for. Okay. Now look at Bitcoin when it's inverted. If you know, sometimes our brain works in a way that I don't know what to say. It's like we only think about the positive side. If Bitcoin were to be like this, everybody will be shouting, "Man, this resistance is about to be broken and we are coming to the upside." Now this is Bitcoin upside down. This is Bitcoin when it's upside down. So if you're to be a trader, what will you be looking at? Please, I want response. Just imagine you want to buy this coin. What will you be looking at?
My network is very poor. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Brochman?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. There's a thing. Are you still here? There's a thing. Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Your response earlier made it seem like at least you have some knowledge of trading. So can you respond?
From the inverse, it's an uptrend. I'll be thinking to be going up.
Okay, thank you.
The inverse.
You'll be thinking to be going up because you can see that, okay, this is really trending nicely. Like, you can see this trend is really trending nicely. You can see this one, come here, and this resistance has been broken. Once it breaks here, we are going to the moon. Now, this is Bitcoin, but it's upside down. So carry that mentality to look at it when it is normal. Just carry that mentality and look at it when it is normal. So know that we are in big trouble if Bitcoin breaks this place. If the support is taken out, we are in deep shit. You know, the last one we did, I think Bitcoin was still above this trend line. And I said it jokingly, but then I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
That if this trend line breaks, Bitcoin is going to collapse real bad. But
jokingly, we said that it would be a bear market, though.
But now, looking at this imbalance that is here, I'm really scared. I won't tell you like. Looking at this imbalance, all this has to be filled. There's no two ways about it. Market has to come here and do some filling. Market has to come here and do some filling. So I like the way that guy said, looking at the chart, he will say the market will be going up. Because that's just the best way to look at it. Because when the chart is normal, when you tell people this thing is coming down, they won't take it seriously. They'll say it's a lie. But imagine you want to buy this coin and it's here. You will be so excited and just be waiting for this place to be broken. So you ride it up to this place. So you ride it up here. From here, I know most people's targets, if they want to buy this coin, their target will be this place to start with. That will be their first target to start with. Now let me take it to the normal. So you can see, most people, that will be their first target. But if you look at when it's normal, this is $10,000. That's Bitcoin going to $10,000. So, wonderful. Even saying this thing, the thing they fear me. I won't feel scared saying it. But let's move, Sha. So the point is, first of all, try and know the current state of Bitcoin before going into any altcoin. Know the current state of Bitcoin and know the current state of Bitcoin dominance. If dominance is high and Bitcoin is dropping, don't buy altcoin. No matter the technical or fundamentals, that sometimes for fundamentals help, it will just boost the coin. But if Bitcoin dominance is rising and Bitcoin is falling, don't buy Bitcoin. You can see from here, this was that 2020, what's it called? Coronavirus crash, 2021, I think. This should be coronavirus crash. You can see Bitcoin dominance dropped. And another thing, if Bitcoin dominance is dropping, okay, let's just check this, because this is December 28, 2020. Let me go to Bitcoin, December 28. December 28, 2020. Okay, you can see from December 28, 2020, dominance was dropping, but that was when Bitcoin broke out of this support, this resistance, sorry. That was when Bitcoin broke out of this support. Dominance was dropping, but Bitcoin was rising. So that's to tell you that money moved into altcoins also. So let me still check altcoins. Because if dominance is dropping and Bitcoin is rising, that's when you get into alt season. That's when you get into alt season. Let me just put it like that. Now look at FTM. That was when FTM rose from 0.19 cent to 0.8 from year to year. During that period that dominance was dropping, Bitcoin was rising, altcoins, that's when you get into altcoins. But if dominance is rising, Bitcoin is dropping. That is the opposite of altcoin. That is when you should run out of altcoin. You guys should try and, please, just try and get this thing straight. Just try and get this thing straight. It's very, very important. You can check what's it called? What's that thing called? You can get it on YouTube, or you can download it from Google. But it shows a complete shot of Bitcoin dominance and all that. But the major point is, if Bitcoin dominance is rising, and Bitcoin is falling, that's a time for you to just get out of altcoin or Bitcoin. But if dominance is rising and Bitcoin is stable, like Bitcoin is ranging, then you can hold, maybe look for quick scalp. But if dominance is rising and Bitcoin is falling, just get off completely. I don't think there's anything else to explain. So if you have questions, just ask. Let me just get to it immediately. Questions.
Please ask your questions.
Are you sure? Are you sure people are?
Is that postponed to 9:30?
Question time.
Any questions before we close?
Let me say, like Brother Shaggy, any question for the day?
Okay, seems like we're all good. But then, did you guys understand? Did you guys understand what we showed you today? Did you understand at least? Okay. Someone asked, is there any way to trade by observing trading volume?
Yes.
And that's
There's a way to trade by observing trading volume. Now, let me zoom this out.
we tackled. Remember, we tackled this now in our last thing. Can you remember? Brother, can you remember?
I don't remember.
We went very deep into trading volume. Very
let me
deep
just
into
answer
trading
you.
volumes.
Let me
in our last session.
Wait, let me just answer sharp. Now, looking at this chart, if you look at this volume down here, you see that there are some volume that have very long spike and all that. So that's when you can tell. That's when you can tell in a particular candle, because every candle has its own volume. Every candle has its own volume. Now, from here, you can see that the market was ranging. Let me use from here to here. You can see if you look at the volume starting from here, you can see that the volume has small bars because the market was ranging. But immediately this broke out of this range. You can see the spike in volume. That is to tell you that buyers entered the market. That's to tell you that buyers entered the market. That's why the thing broke out of this range. The market broke out of this range, and you can see volume. Volume came into the market, and from there, you can see clearly what happened next. But you don't just trade volume. If this thing just, like for example, look at this one now. This place now. There is no what do I call it? There's no structure that backs this volume. There's no structure that backs this volume. So after this volume, you can see that the market still range for a while. So you don't just trade volume alone. Maybe you're looking for a reversal, or maybe, like I said, this range. You're waiting for a breakout of this range. You're monitoring this range, waiting for a breakout. And after this breakout, you look at the volume. This is just an extra confirmation that yes, buyers are in the market because of the volume. So that's it. That's how you can combine volume to your trading, including sell too. Now, after the trend, you can look here. After this this candle formation, looking at the volume, you see that there is this very, very high sell pressure here. So the volume increased. The volume is above every other thing that was here. And after that, the market started ranging for a while. Before it dropped. So that's how you can combine volume to your trading. It's not that you just trade you just use volume and trade like that. Volume is just an extra confirmation. Just an extra confirmation. So who is next?
All right. Suleiman, did we at least, let's be sure that Suleiman got the message. Suleiman, you got the message? Okay, he says yes. Oh, that's a good one. Well, Brother, everyone else says no question. Thank you so much. I'm good from here. So everyone says they're good.
All right.
Yeah. See, Brother, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Like I told you that our decision to start this stuff by 7 p.m. is actually valid. Imagine if we postponed till 9:30 now, and that's when Champions League starts. I will now come and postpone till when? Is it 12 a.m.? When you said something, you better start it then. Anyone that wants to join will join. Anyone that doesn't want to go and rest. But thank you so much for the value, Brother. You really tried. Like, you really, really tried. Like, even me, myself, I learned a lot from this whole stuff. I learned a lot. You really outdid yourself. Thank you so much. And everyone who attended, thank you so much. I am grateful. I really am. most people just said to just free the whole thing for champion. There's a lot of people who begged me to send the link earlier. Melvin, I want to attend. Once they heard more Champions League don't start, I did not hear from them again. But you guys still stuck with us regardless. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all the best. All right.
All right, now. Maybe we're good from here, right? All right, thank you to everybody. Thank you. So that's a wrap up from here. Let me go and watch Champions League. All right, now, good night, everyone.
All right, good night.